poor Jenna Ellis, former Trump lawyer, just cannot catch a break. Not only did she, of course, have to plead guilty last week to several now misdemeanor charges, and she's got to do 100 hours of community service. She's got to write the whole state of Georgia a letter apologizing, 5 years probation. But on top of that, it's now been announced that poor Ms. Ellis is now facing a disciplinary probe in the state of Colorado, where, of course, up until recently, she was a resident and licensed to practice law. Now, earlier this year, back in March, actually, the Colorado board, the state board that oversees attorneys, they sanctioned her, they censured her, basically, saying that, hey, you filed a bunch of knowingly frivolous lawsuits, so we're publicly shaming you for doing that. That is effectively what they did. So she was already not in good standing with the Colorado bar, and now it's been announced that the Office of Attorney Regulation Counsel in the state of Colorado has officially launched an investigation into her. In fact, you had Jessica Yates, the state's state's Attorney Regulation Counsel, said, quote, "I can disclose that an investigation has been opened and the matter involving Jenna Ellis's Georgia conviction is pending with our office." Ouch. So you try to do the right thing in Georgia, finally coming clean, agreeing to turn, state's witness. You're going to testify against everybody. You've agreed to turn over all your documents and everything. You stood up in court. You threw Giuliani right under the bus. You basically disavowed Donald Trump and all that. And now you're still getting hit possibly with some seriously painful consequences in the state of Colorado. Because Miss Yates continued, she said that an investigation of the kind Ellis faces could result in, quote, discipline, an alternative to discipline, or other action permitted by relevant rules. So that's just a weird thing. Like, we may discipline her. We may do something to her that's not disciplining her. That sounds weird. Like, you're going to punish somebody by doing something that's not disciplinary. Whatever. I mean, I would like a little clarity on that. I'm sure Jenna Ellis wants a little clarity on that. But the other part of this is that this is technically routine. In the state of Colorado, if you are convicted of a crime, or of course, in the case of Jenna Ellis, plead guilty to a crime, even if it's in another state, you have 14 days to report it to that regulatory council with Colorado State. So once you do that, it automatically triggers a review. So that council then, once they know, okay, an attorney licensed here in Colorado, they've now pleaded guilty or they've been convicted of a crime, even if it's somewhere else, we have to look into that and see if in any way it affects their ability to practice law here in the state of Colorado. Considering the fact she has already been disciplined in Colorado and now she's pleaded guilty to things similar to what she was disciplined for in Colorado, I don't think she escapes without any kind of punishment, but I don't know that the punishment will be super severe because they already did kind of punish her before. So will she lose her law license in Colorado? That is a possibility. And of course, that's going to hurt her with, state bars all over the country. But I don't even know that it would get that far. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. We'll just have to wait and see. Hey, everyone. This is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.